So I think I figured out how I'm going to get this starter gear off this Tecumseh that I've been trying to put back on the carts for easier starting, especially as the cold weather comes in. I think I can get a grip on it with a pair of needle nose pliers and then get a flathead under there to wedge off that C-clip of sorts without spending money on the Tecumseh tool. These Hawaiian rolls are great. But right now, before we lose all the light and the warmth, foliage is just about peaking. Probably going to peak this weekend here in Vermont, and it is pretty. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, that thing's still a pain that took us to start, but I have a working starter with some sheared teeth, but knowing this one is a known good one, also off a Tecumseh. I'm going to yank the starter off of here and see what I can learn about it. Maybe I can get myself a quote-unquote plug-in electric start, make it a little easier, because pulling starting this guy is a pain in the butt. So we'll see. Slightly different model. Gears all look the same. The model 37,000, model 33329D. Hard to see what the real difference is, other than this guy is I was going to say bigger, but I don't think that's the case. Alright, so first, does it work? Doesn't work. So I have a smaller working one. Looks to me like the tabs line up. If I can get this gear to come off, swap them, I'll have something. Alright, to get this rubber cap off, just going to squeeze it at the top. Can't imagine that was the best way of doing that. Now, with the rubber top off, push this down, you have a little, basically a C-clip. So I'm going to get a pair of pliers and pull that off. Oh, it's going to be a bit of a pain. So for the life of me, I'm not able to get that little clip off, either one, using pliers or anything. It's just deep, can't get a grip. So there are tools for it, so I'm going to see about getting a tool to do this the right way. I have counted the teeth on the gears to know it's actually worthwhile to swap the gear, because a new starter will run me 50 to 80 bucks, and I have a gear and a working starter. It's got to combine the two. So here's what I'm talking about. Underneath here is this this C-clip, and there's a tool Tecumseh sells that can get in there and spread this out, but that feels, and it's like, I don't know, 80 bucks, but that feels like there should be other ways to do this. So I think I can get a pair of vice grips, just kind of grab one side of this, and then while I grab, get a flathead screwdriver in there and peel this back, and then I can swap the good gear onto the good starter, and then I'll have a working one. Right now I have a good starter, and as you can see, all these teeth missing from the gear. Let's give it a shot. You can see that I got just a little bit there. I'm going to put a flathead in there and try and peel that back. Works like a charm, actually. Just like that. Just like that, I have bent that little C-clip out. I can take this off, and boy, that was a whole lot easier than what I was trying to do the other day. This should work just fine. There we go. Off with the protecting ring, spring, and there's the good gear. So I'm going to now do the same process on the other starter, and then we can put this on the carter and see if that's going to make starting a little bit easier, especially this winter in the cold. It's a pretty soft ring, so I literally just used my vice grips to bend it right back on there. Now I'm back in retaining ring, and now I have my gear on here. Alright, let's pull out the carter, bolt this thing on. Also, for those of you who have been following along, we had a video, we put some candy or some LED lights on the red candy go-kart after we lost the factory lights up top here. We had these great mounts, and really kind of as a follow-up, Loctite every one of your screws. In one run, just doing some laps around the property in our little loop in the woods there, we rattled off every screw that we had. So this is now Loctited on the bottom here. The ones for adjusting the pitch and angle, Loctited. Same thing on the other side. So then you're riding around, they're just swinging down here, bouncing into the back of your head. So yeah, moral of the story, great lights, love them, but Loctite everything. And frankly, same thing for your exhaust pipe. I keep loosening these up, losing these bolts, getting all kinds of backfire. Then you have trouble building up pressure, and you just crank, and it's really hard to start. Loctite those, red Loctite. It'll save you a lot in the long run.